Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Eats on the Views, and I watched Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. with the tagline, The Last Superhero. This one is from 1998, 26 days after I was born. The first thing that I didn't, from one of the writers of Batman Begins. Oh really? What I didn't expect was, well, that and David Hasselhoff. He's playing Nick Fury. I didn't expect that. Not that I mind, but if I have to choose between David Hasselhoff, Nick Fury, and Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury, L. Jackson, come on. He plays the way better Fury, He is a bit more intimidating as Fury than David Hasselhoff, in my opinion. But let's just start with the movie, shall we? Oh, also I'm a bit ill, that's why maybe I sound a bit off. Well, I usually sound off, but this time I sound more off than I usually do. So, yes, I'm apparently sick. Yay. Hopefully I ain't COVID, but who knows. We see an island, the Trinity base, while flying a bit low over the sea, over the water, with a helicopter. Well, we don't see the helicopter, but we hear it, and it sounds pretty obvious. Pretty much helicopter. Yeah, there it goes. Anyway, we're now in the cryogenics section, and it shows us something on a computer, I don't know what it is. We see a private type something into the, on a screen, into the access pop-up, So, okay. He's typing his name, private, let's say Johnson, Private Johnson, chamber free, refresh function. He looks to his left, and inside chamber 3 is something happening, it's glowing. And there's somebody laying inside that chamber, so there's something happening to that body. But if you want to know what's gonna happen next, watch the movie yourself. Sorry. Like I said at the beginning of the movie, David Hasselhoff as Nick Fury, which I didn't expect, but hey, at least he didn't sing in the movie. For the people that don't know, David Hasselhoff is pretty popular in Germany, where I don't live, but it's a neighboring country, so yeah. First time I think I've seen David Hasselhoff was or in the SpongeBob movie, where with the crown, of Neptune, or it was in the YouTube on the YouTube channel Master Movies, which they do Dutch voiceovers in some movies, which are pretty funny. I grew up with that, so it's pretty funny. They did Nichtrider instead of Night Rider, which Nicht means Nicht has two versions, It means your female cousin, your niece, that's a Nicht. Or a gay person is a Nicht, but then Nicht would be then translated as in faggot. Bundle of sticks. So, they have also Star Wars instead of Star Wars, and Thermometer instead of Terminator, Barry Potter instead of Harry Potter. They're just all very funny videos from I don't know when earlier, when it was still funny in maybe early YouTube or something like that, or they uploaded later to YouTube and they made it first. I don't know, but they're just pretty funny. So if if you're not Dutch, go look up monster movies, and if you're Dutch, also go look it up. But you're more able to understand what they're saying. Well, you don't have to be Dutch. You can also be Belgian, but Dutch speaking. Anyway, there was a villain in here, Andreas, and her acting wasn't that good. She was the villain of Hydra, and she wasn't really intimidating. Her acting was not really intimidating. It was more, she looked more like a crazy lady instead of a scary boss lady. So that acting, in my opinion, was not that good. The movie itself was pretty alright, actually. I thought it would be worse. We always see worse movies, like one of the first Captain America movies, and I don't mean the Captain America with Steve Rogers, but I mean Captain with Chris Evans. I mean the Captain America before that, from the 80s and the 90s. Give me Chris Evans, Captain America, the best Captain America that we've seen. Yes, the best. That said, this movie, like I said, was pretty alright actually. It was not bad, it was not good, but it was rather alright. David Hasselhoff wasn't also really intimidating as Nick Fury, but he was definitely more intimidating than Andreas was. This movie gets a high 3, low 4, because like I said, it was pretty alright. Go watch the movie yourself, leave likes, recommend a good David Hasselhoff movie down below in the comment section, subscribe to the channel, come to Discord, and I'll see you guys later for the Twilight Zone episode 5, and for Jay and Silent Bob Groovy Cartoon Movie.